So before I forget, here are Ben Simmons' all-star stats. Nothing special, just figured I'd let you guys see. I thought maybe it would come down to us having to play a game in order to make the playoffs, but that was not the case. But we did disappoint, at least to me, as we end the season with a 41-41 record, and as you can see here, Giannis wins MVP. We only won like 10 games after the trade deadline, and I very much hope we can do something this offseason to help us get much better, whether it's progression, a signing, a trade, whatever. But, like I already said, Giannis wins league MVP, and then Derek Starks, the auto-generated guy, wins Rookie of the Year on the Blazers. D'Angelo Russell is apparently backing somebody up in Minnesota because he won 6th Man of the Year, and then Giannis won Defensive Player of the Year as well. With Mitchell Robinson finding his way to Portland, winning Most Improved, I'm pretty sure that trade was CJ McCollum and a second for Mitchell Robinson, which is okay. In terms of all NBA teams, you've got the usual, except Kat and Kyrie on the first team are a little surprising. We do get somebody on the All-NBA second team, though, Ben Simmons. I was pleasantly surprised because I didn't think 28 and 6.5 would be good enough for All-NBA on a 41-41 team. Then here's the third team, where clearly Greg Logan got a vote putting Drummond on here. One crazy thing I didn't expect at all was Thibault showing up on the all-defensive first team. And shockingly, there's not even a Ben Simmons on the second team. The rookies are auto-generated, so I didn't figure it mattered too much to show them. Now, before we talk about playoffs, let's see where we might have gotten let down this season and fallen a little short. I don't know about you, but 41-41 was honestly worse than I thought we'd be. But hey, at least we're in the playoffs, I guess. Taking a look at our offensive rating, we were 12th in the NBA, which is mediocre, but at least it's in the top half of mediocre. In terms of defense, this is where we showed a lot of struggle. For having guys like Richardson, Simmons, and Thibault, I would have expected us to be much better than the 10th worst, aka we allowed the 10th most points in the league. I guess our bench minutes probably killed us in that department, but hopefully with time that will get better. We still have Tracy Love, our second round pick, who has potential to be a versatile defender, but I think a big reason for our bad defense is our big man position. Bagley and Olynyk aren't exactly rim protectors. I really hope Bagley can progress into a decent one, but we can only hope. Speaking of Bagley, he only played 69 games for us. Nice. So injuries are better, but still a concern. But in those games, he averaged 16 and 10, basically, but the three-point percentage is brutal. I think it's like 28%. We're sending him to shooting camp this offseason. Hopefully, he can play more next year. I have a feeling that we probably would have won a few more games if he had played, at least 80, 78 games, something like that. But there's always next year. Our main guy, Simmons, averaged 28 and 6 with a steal and a half. He also shot 68% from the field, which is pretty good, even for someone who only takes shots at the basket. If we can get him a little floater or a close shot game, it would be nice, but we'll just have to see. The trade deadline acquisition of Schroeder averaged 17 points and 5 assists for us, and the three-point percentage isn't as bad as it looks. He was like 29% with Utah, and it crept up to 33%, so I expect it to be more like 35 or 36 next season. Buddy Hield was a great offensive weapon for us this season and was 0.6 points away from the 50-40-90 club. I expect great things from him in the future. And that's pretty much for our important guys. I forgot to show Bogdanovic's stats, but he shot like 40% from 3, which was great actually. Conley was meh and Olynyk was meh. I think we'll have to find a more defensive-oriented big instead of Olynyk next season. But yeah, I'll give this season a B-. It wasn't great, but we have our pick this year and things should be interesting. So now it's time to reveal our playoff matchup, and I am just as upset as you will be, I'm sure. We slid to the 7th seed, so instead of going against a weird Bucks team, we get the team that beat up on us in the season opener. Yep, the Brooklyn Nets. Kyrie is going to absolutely torch us, and I mean torch us. I wouldn't be surprised if he averaged 40 this series and scored 50 on at least one occasion. But KD, on the other hand, I really think between Simmons and Thibault that we can contain him, or at least try to. I really think we can run some lineups out there to harass him, so I think that's the one thing that gives us a chance. One thing that also helps a ton is an injury. Jarrett Allen is out 2 to 4 weeks with a broken left thigh, and as much as that sucks, it helps us out a lot. I don't know who the big off the bench will be, but they'll probably suck. Hopefully we can throw them in a pick and roll for some easy points. If we really wanted to, we could post up Kyrie with Ben a bunch, but honestly, I think we'll just have to see what's super effective when it comes game time. I think defensively, we're capable of handling these guys. Whether we do or not is another story, but we absolutely have the personnel to put the clamps on these guys. Either way, there isn't a whole lot more to go into. I think I have Thibault starting instead of Bogdanovic. I'm pretty sure the starting lineup goes Schroeder, Josh Richardson, Thibault, Simmons, and Marvin Bagley. The switch between Schroeder and Mike Conley is because we are going to need some offense. And if we had Mike Conley, Josh Richardson, Thibault, Simmons, and Bagley, the offense would honestly be pretty bad. So I'm hoping that the Schroeder starting spot can give us a little bit of offense, hopefully. But we'll see. But we'll be getting into Game 1 next episode. If you got this far and liked the video, consider liking it and subscribing. If you didn't, leave a dislike. And y'all have a good one.